And that is going to be it. And that means there's only one thing left to do. And you can see we've got some great production here. Big shout out to the admin team for actually making sure this is running smoothly. We're going very quickly now onwards to the pro bracket final. And this is not only where the skill level is going to get ridiculous, but also it's where the stakes get even higher. Let me just read out the prizes. Let me just read it out. Okay. First place, legendary weapon. Second place, 1.5k gold. Third place, 1,000 gold. Fourth, 800. Fifth, 700. And sixth, 600 gold. This is crazy. This is big money. You can get a lot of Beetle skins with that, right? You can get a lot of that. It's good. And of course, they're going to be lining up. Of course, you know, there's a bit of time in, 5 minutes, you know, approximately. And they're just doing a bit of warm-up, right? A bit of warm-up practice. So, again, kind of the same question we talked about earlier. This is obviously going to be a bit of a different kettle of fish here. Where are going to be the focal points here with this caliber of racer? Like, with this caliber of technique? What are we looking at here? What should we be looking out for the players doing?
Okay, so for this track, there are a couple of very specific optimizations that only the really top racers can do, and that are not as easy to pull off for the subtop, let's say. And it all starts here with corner one. What they're going to be trying to do is, once they drift around this corner, they're trying to bonk into the black wall on the right side. This will give them a little bit of extra endurance so they can start hyper boosting early. They need to start hyper boosting early, just a little bit before this track piece, to make the angle correctly for making a jump over this corner, so that I can cut this one optimally and then cut into the next one without going too wide. That's about 1 second time difference if you do that optimal versus a little bit suboptimal. This part here, you can either go over the right side or the left side. I think most racers prefer to go over the right side nowadays, just because it's a bit more consistent. The ice wall here, what you want to do is you want to start. You want to drift the corner here, then start drifting into the ice wall and start hyper boosting to the left as soon as possible. You want to stay on the inside of the track, very important. Then the SAB section, just try to stay on the inside as much as possible. There's not really much to optimize here. Again, here the little temple area with the dragon head. You want to drift on the inside of the track to cut as much space as possible. Then the dragon head here, you want to hyper boost as soon as you come up and around the corner here, but it's a bit tricky because hyper boosting on a ramp is a bit more difficult than a normal hyper boost. So you need to be careful not to fail that. There's a little S curve here. Just ACS through it on the inside twice. Then here's a little jump. I think you've seen it before. So you want to drift on the ramp and jump off it as you go into the rest of the track. Then there's two more things. So this corner here, you want to normally drift it. So no ACS here, normally drift. Stay on the inside and then boost as you go past the Raven.
That's exactly what we see here from Vidrois doing exactly that. The execution is there.
And then here, the last part, as you go down on this ramp, you want to hyper boost into the last corner. So you want to start hyper boosting as you go down the ramp.
Okay.
And then maintain that speed all the way through the straight. And
exactly.
That's pretty much all the optimizations for the...
Then rinse and repeat. Hold that for what? 4 minutes? Then easy peasy. No problem. Because I believe the record on this track is 120.7, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
So that's pretty optimized. That's pretty fast. That's pretty fast. What do you think that what do you think the average lap time is going to be looking like for the winner of here? Are we getting close to that? Are we getting close to a 120? More like a 125? Where are we going?
I think the 3 lap time will be something like 4:10.
Okay. Okay.
So per lap that will be like 123.
123. Yeah, so that's very precise then. Very precise in that case. I mean, 3 seconds, like nudge room on a run like this. That's not a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Get ready. It's 10 seconds. We're about to get started. Things are about to get wild. The Ultimate Omega Giga Finals begin now. Let's do this. I like the standing start there from Vajoris. Very confident there. That is a bit of a Sigma move, if you ask me. That is a Sigma grind set approach there. And, just to kind of explain for the viewers, though, this is something that we see that a lot of the pro racers do. They were kind of like swerving around there. What's going on there? What are they doing?
They're doing ACS, so it's basically like a jump drift technique. And if you drift through the air, so that we call it air drifting, you can gain a little bit of extra speed through some special mechanics. And you want to do that as much as possible, right? So if you're going on a straight, that's too slow, right? You need to be drifting. You need to be making that extra speed as you go along the track. And
here we go. We're into it now, and, well, as expected, it certainly is not disappointing right now, with the top two racers currently being Reaper and also Vajoris incredibly close on the dark green and light green. Oh, no, but we actually have a fall, I believe. I think that was Vajoris falling off.
Oh, no.
Or maybe, I don't know, someone fell. I don't know who that was. Or maybe it was a desync.
There might be some...
Maybe
there
could be
some desync beams, right? Yeah. So sometimes you see someone fall off and reappear later on.
Yeah, I believe that was a desync, actually. They were able to get back on the track somehow, so that was just like some server desynchronicity happening. But look how close it is. They're almost in each other's hitbox. Oh, Reaper going with an interesting technique. Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? Did he actually fall off then? I'm actually confused now. I think he actually did fall off then. Wait, no, he's back. Wait, what? Like, you know what? The game can't handle this level of speed. Falls off the track twice, now back in the mix, and in first place with an absolutely blistering line through the final straight back onto the start there as well.
So Vajoris is actually taking a very commanding lead here. This kind of lead for the top race is going to be hard to catch up for Reaper, because Vajoris has shown to be very consistent in practice here. But there's still a bit of a battle to be had, everyone can make a mistake. And this is definitely still in catch-up range, but Reaper is still very close to Ariday, so Ariday can still make it to second place quite easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is going to be that micro battle, exactly as you say. Light green Beetle really putting in some work there, but a huge burst of speed coming now through from the dark green Beetle actually could be a potential little bit of an inching catch-up maneuver here as well. But having said that, that gap, it's not really shrinking down just yet. And honestly, third place is actually going to be maybe where the contention is, because again, I think we see the dark green Beetle a good chunk ahead actually of the opposition so far. Ariday going to have to do some work on the pastel Beetle to get to that second place.
Yeah, about 2 seconds now between Vajoris and Reaper, and 1 second behind that is Ari. Also, take a look at the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's actually neck to neck. They're completely equal. It's insane.
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now, actually. It's going back to the regular camera. Purple, blue, and black Beetle, unbelievably close. Less than a second between all three of them right now as they surge around. Of course, this is the final lap we're going to, I believe, right now, actually. This is the second one being completed right now, and that is going to be intense, actually. For that, for for third, fourth, and fifth, that is where things are going to get absolutely crazy. Or, sorry, for fourth, fifth, and sixth, rather. And actually, Ariday was actually able to catch up and overtake Reaper, in fact, on the pastel Beetle, doing some incredible work. It does look like Vajoris is a little bit untouchable, still out a good chunk in the lead, but it's not a totally done deal. I don't think we should call it just yet, but this second place is going to get spicy. Oh, Reaper, I believe, actually had a bit of trouble there with the ice wall, losing a good chunk of speed there, builds it up very, very quickly, but the lead has certainly been conceded for second place over to the pastel Beetle now, by a good margin, actually, so Reaper's really going to have to do some work on this final lap if he wants to regain that position.
Vajoris just needs to play it safe, right? Don't take too much risk, of course, still go fast, but don't overdo it, right? Because Vajoris actually does not have Bond of Faith available to him. He does not have it unlocked, so if he falls, he's done for.
Yeah, that is quite funny, actually. He likes to live on the edge, right? He doesn't need it. No need to have that. And yeah, one mistake. It really is. It honestly is one mistake that separates each placement right now. Like a single mistake from Vajoris here could immediately end him on the light green Beetle. Pastel Beetle still going really, really quickly here. Maintains speed. Reaper in short pursuit on the dark green Beetle doing a great job there. But we're on the final stretch now. All Vajoris has got to do, he's got to hold on for just a few more moments. And this is going to be the end. He will be able to lock this in very shortly. I believe that is going to be victory. And yes, that is now confirmed. Pastel coming in second there as well. That should be the end. There it is. Second place is now locked. And there is the third place 2 from Reaper, and the remaining placement Beetles are coming through now, with Purple Beetle coming through in fourth place, and then blue, black after that, and then blue for the final racer, I believe.
Can I just say, much deserved victory for Fajorius. Fajorius has been practicing this racetrack like crazy. He's put in like at least 30 hours of just practice time the past weeks to get this track under control, and it's shown here in this race. The practice paid off. Very deserved victory for him, and also his first actual tournament victory, despite having multiple time trial world records. This is the first tournament victory for Fajorius, so big congratulations to him.
Incredible stuff, right? And that is, yeah, you're absolutely right there. That was an incredible display there, you know. And, you know, I just want to almost, just want to say this, like, did you notice any mistakes there from Fajorius? It looked unbelievably clean, right? That was certainly the strength from this player, was just very solid execution the entire time. Whereas, obviously, the ultimate downfall of Reaper on the dark green Beetle was just a slight mistake that ultimately cost him 2 placements, potentially, from first down to third.
I think we'll have to check in with Reaper what exactly went wrong in, I think, the second lap. Or the transition from second to third lap. But I think it was just something like he missed the extension of the hyper boost into the long straight. Because that's, I think, where Everyday overtook, like on the finish line of the long straight. Yeah. And from there on, he tried to catch up, but took a little bit too much risk, and
then got punished for it. Yeah, and there's the punish
section.
Exactly right, yeah. You know, and that's what you were talking about earlier, right? You have to, if you're a little bit behind like that, you're almost forced to take a bit of a risk to really go with something crazy. But there is that risk of the punish, right? Like if you do something like that, yeah, you can gain time, but things can go, you know, very, very badly wrong there. And you know what? I actually do want to, give a bit of a shout out here to all of our racers in the pro bracket, and you know what? A bit of a special shout out to a racer who didn't make it to the finals actually. But to Zone Dakin, who's actually a very new racer. I'm sure you're aware of this player. Has actually only been racing for a relatively short time, actually, in the Beetle scene. And actually managed to make it on their first competitive event all the way to the pro bracket finals, which is certainly very commendable because there is a huge amount of technique that goes into it. And these techniques are not easy, right? Like, you know, this is not easy to learn this and to execute it correctly in such a short period of time. So big shout out there to all of the players who are new to the scene and did incredibly well in both the pro and open brackets.